Hello and welcome everyone back to another video. Magic Cat back in crypto video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a banger video in the Pulsechain ecosystem, the most undervalued network, my personal best bet this upcoming altcoin season. The project that we're going to be talking about today is super early. You guys already know this is what you subscribed for, and if you haven't, make sure to do so after watching this video, or just do it now. The project is called Prime Ape. We're going to be talking about it. It is heavily inspired from the OG drip. If you guys know about it, hit a like right now. It is back in the olden days of the previous bull run in 2021 in the BSC chain. Absolutely crazy. But yes, it has come to Pulsechain, integrating with Pulsechain and evolving for a better system as well, a more sustainable system. I'm really excited to showcase this project to you guys. It's not only going to be a walkthrough on the different ways you can earn money, but this video will serve as a how-to, actually a tutorial, a walkthrough. I'll show you guys how you can get in, etc, etc. So before we actually get into the nitty gritty, let's take a step back. Let's look at the crypto market today. How's it doing? How's it behaving after yesterday's crazy crash? If you guys haven't seen, I've commented on that in my previous video yesterday. But yeah, right now is basically damage control, but it's doing pretty decent. Ethereum is kind of bouncing back slightly right now, looking at 2.4k. Bitcoin on the other hand as well, still at 54k. You know what I mean? Absolutely, right now it's the crypto space is filled with fear. You know what I mean? Recession talks, recession fears, etc. are happening all around, and of course the stock market is not looking good either. Pulsechain obviously is going to reflect that. Not you know what I mean? I'm not surprised that we're seeing reds like this. It is absolutely to be expected. But absolutely, guys, these are opportunistic times when you want to look into things that are either in the cheap buy zones, all right? Things that are in the red candles. This is when you're supposed to be thinking about the contrarian. What is 99% of people in the crypto market not doing? They're not buying. Of course, they're selling right now. And that's when you're supposed to be greedy, okay? When everyone's fearful, when there's uncertainty, when there's doubt. You know what I mean? You know the drill, guys, okay? Being a disciplined trader, that's how you need to think. Think like a whale until you become a whale. And speaking of that, a big shout out, by the way, to my DeFi insiders, the people who are choosing to support my small channel, the YouTube members. Thank you very much for supporting me. And a highlights comment goes to the OG Ray0x, says last dump before the giga explosion. Okay, talking about, of course, referring to Pulsechain, PDAI, everything. And another great transition, speaking of giga, we have a highlighted tweet here from Gibson, Gib Merks, also known on Twitter. It says Pulsechain is just over a year old and is number 23 chain in the world for TVL, total value locked. ADA is 7 years old and is number 28. Phantom is 6 years old and is number 37. Keep underestimating our chain. Pulsechain is undervalued. New all-time high soon. Absolutely crazy. 100% agree with this, guys. Shout out to Gibson as well. But yeah, going back to it, guys, before we jump into the project, it basically revolves around this premise: the eighth wonder of the world, said by Albert Einstein himself. He says, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. Oof, that's crazy. That's crazy. But looking into the project, okay, we're going to be also going through the white paper. Don't worry, I'm going to be covering everything, the types of players that you can be, the different ways you can, make your passive income, etc, etc. Because this project is basically revolved around being early. Number one, it makes you the biggest winner, and number two, delaying your gratification using the whole compound interest that we just talked about, etc, etc. And there's a lot of reflection tokens. There's three main tokens that are revolved around this ecosystem. Okay, one is called the bananas. So this is basically the main reflections / staking token, and you have here the Prime Ape. This is the one that will have the this is kind of like the project token, right? The one that you want to hold, because it will reflect you. This is really good, by the way. I believe this reflects EWBTC. Okay, so you don't need to sell this. Why? Because you had got banana, the one that we just talked about. It effectively buys and burns Prime Ape. And then you got here the bananas R+. This is basically the referral token. If you know from drip, the OG drip, you need to have BR34P or BREEP. And then this is basically the same thing. It has the same premise, but even the buy and sell transaction, this has a tax. Obviously, both those tokens, all three tokens have taxes, but bananas and the R+, basically buy and burn Prime Ape, which is really good. So this one is the one that has, you know, the buy and burn. Bananas here, you get reflections, absolutely crazy. So if you scroll down, by the way, and I really like these the art style here, it looks really nice and I like that. So obviously when you're in Deck Screener, by the way, I urge everyone here to click the rocket icons just to boost it in the algorithm of Deck Screener. By the way, every little helps, you know what I mean? So yeah, banana staking token is a token that will be used for single site staking / farm site that is coming. Okay, not only is this staking token, but it's also a reflection token to reward its holders, and the reflections is PWBTC, PDAI, and Hex. Okay, obviously the one on PHEX, absolutely. Oh, actually, I need to double check on that. I'm not sure if it's EHEX or PHEX, but yeah, it's those three tokens. I'm super bullish on both, by the way. Either way, if it's EHEX or PHEX, yeah, I'm bullish on both. Okay, so and yeah, obviously looking at the chart, by the way, before we jump into the dApps and etc, explain it, they're all in absolutely very great entry points. By the way, you can see these tokens from even from all-time low back in like almost, you know, early 2024. We are still only a 2.6x from you know, all-time low when you compare it to bananas, for example, here. And this is basically, you know, from March at 2.3x. That's nothing. And then here with bananas R, this is just a 41%. So you're not late at all. These are times where you have absolutely low volume. I mean, even look at OG Drip when it came out of the pre-sale and it launched. There was a few long, you know, it was a long duration of months where it was low volume going sideways action. But guess what? People who delayed their gratification, right? We just kept compounding. You know what happens when you compound? You're increasing your selling and buying power. Okay? And then guess what? You know what I mean? Stunner Breezy, you know, people like that made millions, guys. Millions. Okay? And I wouldn't be surprised if some of them made in the tens of millions from Drip. Absolutely crazy. So yeah, we're in for a good ride because, of course, I love Drip. It's a successful story, and I love Pulsechain. So, you know, merging them both, I have to make a video on this, honestly, ladies and gentlemen. So like the video, let me know what you think. Like, give me your honest opinions, you know what I mean? But let us start with the white paper. I think the white paper would be the best thing actually to look at. But just a quick reminder as well, go follow my Twitter, link in the description, and go follow their Twitter, Prime Ape. Okay, go join my Telegram, join their Telegram, you know, be part of the community, let us know what you think, etc, etc. You know what I mean? If you don't want to miss out on any projects and stuff like that, you know, join the Telegram, speak, so you can stay up to date with their project. And of course, join my Telegram if you want to have questions, if you have any concerns, if you want to see what else the community thinks about, you know, of the current crypto market state, etc, etc, or even if you want to share your projects for opinions, you can absolutely do so. But going back to it, we're going to look into right now the white paper. Okay, don't worry, I'm not going to be reading exactly every single thing, but I'm going to be skimming over the main parts. You can mention here for these are the main LPs, right? With the Prime Ape, you got PDAI, ATROPA, Hex, Pulse, and obviously they said we will continuously pair with these tokens as fees come in. So you have here, Prime Ape is cutting edge platform designed to generate multiple income streams for users, where platform ownership is the main priority due to the reflections being paid out in Pulsechain's biggest assets. Really great. And they talk about supply here. Prime Ape has a total supply of over 200 billion tokens, ensuring a wide distribution among users and ample liquidity for various use cases, and will be pushed by support from the Bananas staking token. Okay, we're going to see that in a second. Bananas has a total starting supply of 100,000 when minting starts, as people farm and use the fountain. Basically, this is what was it called in Drip? The faucet. Yeah, this is basically the faucet. So here they call it the fountain. And use the fountain to earn more tokens. Bananas has a burn mechanism that will start burning its own supply to help combat inflation. More utility for inflation control is on the roadmap. Beautiful. And then here, obviously, the R Plus has a set supply of 15 million. And then obviously the store value token, which is the Prime Ape, reflections is in ETH WBTC. And then here you can see the tokenomics, really great. So Prime Ape, as I said, has a buy and sell tax of 7%. 4 of that is in reflections, the rest is in making the liquidity thicker. 1% goes to burning, 1% goes to marketing, and of course the reflections, as we said. And then you have your bananas, the one that you're going to need to buy to get into the fountain, right? And that will basically make you 1% daily ROI, which is absolutely beautiful. It is very sustainable. We've seen it happen with drip. It's really, really great. And of course you want to be early on those days, because early movers advantage is always going to be, you're always going to be the biggest winners if you are early. And then yeah, with bananas, you can see here the buy and sell tax is 8%. 2 of that goes to LP, 6 of that goes to reflections. Okay, so one of the main and easiest way to be a player to get part of that passive income is to just hold the bananas token. Okay, it gives you reflections in Prime Ape, which is a token that reflects itself, right? So it's reflection inception. Okay, and then obviously here it gives you PDAI, Hex, and then PWBC. And then you have the R plus token. There's the referral one, right? It has an 8% buy and sell tax, 2 of which buys and burns bananas, and 2 of which buys and burns Prime Ape. And of course the 4% reflections. What are the reflections? It's in the native token. I like it. It's really diverse. It's a mixed bag of reflections. Honestly, this is really beautiful. It incentivizes a lot of people to not just only buy bananas to get into the fountain and compound and claim, etc., but also, hey, let me, instead of just selling bananas to realize my gains, let me just hold the bananas, receive the Prime Ape, and instead of selling the Prime Ape, let me just hold the Prime Ape to receive the ETH WBTC. Do you get it? Do you get me? Like, that's actually probably the best way, that's healthiest for the ecosystem, and as well, you know, to make it in the purest passive income, because you're not selling any of your shares, and effectively you're making gains, guys. Okay, absolutely crazy. This is actually pretty cool. And obviously come up with your own strategies. You know, look after your ROI. You want to receive, you want to get back your, you know, return of investments as soon as possible, and then you want to play with house money. That's the best strategy. You guys already know it with these games. You know, this is all game theory, and this is the game theory that I really like. You know what I mean? This is pure DeFi game theory. I love it. So yeah, let's carry on reading. You have your smart contract mechanism. The Prime Ape smart contract ensures secure, efficient token transfers. Yep, thanks to Ethereum and the fact that Pulsechain is EVM compatible layer 1 solution. Good, we know that. Liquidity provision, good. Farming, the main use case for bananas is to be used in the staking dApp, the fountain, and in the farms, which we're going to be getting into second. Okay, this is not like the drip farm, by the way. This is more like, you know, it's a farm as in from the, like the Function Island project that I made a video on. It's really great, where you provide liquidity and then you make an APR that pays you back in bananas. Really great. I love that. That's another, you know, use case for the token, etc. For farming more bananas while providing liquidity. Well, that's literally what I just said. And we're holding for reflections for extra incentive to hold. That's basically also what I mentioned, right? And then you have security. The security is paramount. Yep, great stuff. Thank you, Ethereum. Conclusion: Prime Ape is not just another platform. It's a vision for a decentralized, community-driven ecosystem that offers the benefits of reflection rewards, automatic liquidity, farming, and earning through the fountain. Join us in shaping the future of finance with Prime Ape on Pulsechain. And then going down here, this gets a little bit into the nitty gritty. I'm gonna, you know, kind of keep it as short as possible. This is the fountain, right? Which is basically right in here. This is the fountain, which basically, this is the part where it gives you your 1% daily ROI, gives you the information. Total users 24. Guys, this is super early. This is super early. So if you're watching this in the future and then this number is like in the triple digits, in the 4 digits, in the 5 digits, you should have subscribed with notifications on. Let me just tell you that. You know what I mean? So yeah, you have here contract balance 53,000. That's a good portion of the total, you know, of the circulating supply, or of the supply to be locked up. Because of course, by the way, remember, if you entered this is locked staking, and it tells you this in the disclaimer. You have to read this. Okay, read this, and it's really good, by the way, because here it talks about the whale tax. So you know, it basically has tax brackets. I really like this. This is good. Okay, and then you have here is a circulating supply, because they've also burnt. You see this burning supply is also mentioned in the farms. We're going to get to that in a second. Yeah, and then obviously here personal information, your deposits, your deposit plus the interest, total withdrawn, and then there's referrals, etc. So what I'm going to be doing today is today I'm going to be, showing you guys the different ways. Obviously, if you want to buy bananas and just hold it and make, reflections, easy as that. Take the contract address, use a nice little, aggregator, or you can use PulseX if you want directly, but I like to use Petias. Shout out to Petias. And then paste the contract address. Simple as that. Once you do so, put in the desired amount, which is going to say, for example, here 1000 pulse that you want to buy, and then we just want to click on swap. Oh, probably because it might be too small of a number. We'll see. We'll buy 38 cents instead. Swap failed. Oh yeah, this is probably because of the slippage. This is Petias, by the way, for you. So because I believe the slippage, you want to put it basically at the percentage of the tax, which I believe was 7%. Wasn't it 7%? Might be wrong on that. And if not, sometimes you might need to change the last digit to be a 1. No, if not, then maybe we'll try 8%. That's the only thing about Petias, by the way, is that it is not the best with reflection tokens because it messes up. So we're going to put 10% slippage. It failed, guys. That's crazy, huh? It's actually crazy. So if not, again, we're going to be trying it already. If not, we're going to go to the good old native DEX of Pulsechain. Yeah, it's much better here as well, in those circumstances. So we're going to be buying, as I said, 1000 pulse. It is in V2. Yeah, it is in V2. You can see the liquidity is 4.8. This is thin liquidity, right? Which means it's very easy for it to pump up, appreciate as well. At the same time, it is, thick enough for people to make buys in and accumulate and stuff like that. So it's respectable. I really like that. You know what I mean? Same thing looking at the other ones. 3.8k liquidity, 3.6k liquidity is really good. Okay. And it's not in V3, so it's not deceiving. You know what I mean? That's the good thing about V2 is symmetric liquidity is beautiful. Anyways, going back here, we're going to be using V2 liquidity and just double checking the slippage. You know what I mean? Here, even if you put 2%, it will still go ahead. I might be wrong on that. Wow. Okay, I am wrong actually. So we're going to put that on 8%. And then we're going to keep doing the trial and error until it actually works. Maybe I'm putting too little pulse. No. let's just go 12, guys. Let's just go 12. Let's see what's up. Yep. Well, that's what was needed, I guess. Maybe it might be due to the slippage. Obviously, my 100% is to do with the taxation percentage as well. Obviously, you want to wait a little bit. I currently have 9 bananas. So in the meantime, I hold it. So basically, I'm now holding the bananas. So whenever there's a buy or a sell or a transfer or a deposit or a claim, that tax that's being paid is gonna benefit the holders. This is why you also want to have a portion of your investment, for example. Not financial advice, by the way. This video is not financial advice, but I'm just saying in terms of game theory, you don't want to just go all into the fountain. You also want to have just a little small portion of the banana holding so that you can have a nice bit of action from the buy and sell, so you can get the incentives of it as well. So anyways, 9.1 still pending, but what I'm going to do in the meantime, I just want to, in the fountain here, by the way, I just want to approve. What I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly refresh. I'm going to approve, let's say, for example, how much bananas? Yeah, I'll just do 9, I guess. We're going to do 9 bananas to approve, because that's when you want to start. You have to approve because basically that's how smart contracts work. You have to give it allowance. I think that's what it's called, right? Allowance. You have to wait a little bit, and then you can actually enter the fountain here. Oh, it does say minimum is 10. Hold on. So I actually do need to buy more. So in the meantime, that transaction goes ahead. I'm just waiting. I might need to pause the video and then wait till it goes through. But in the meantime, this is the farms. Okay, so going back to that, basically here, it just talks more about the fountain. It tells you the max deposit, the maximum claim as well, and then etc. 1% daily ROI up to 365, which is basically technically it's a 3.6x of your investment. Obviously, as you compound, you're increasing your rewards to be made, which is really good. And here the taxes from compound claim deposit will be split 75 to 25% between being burnt and sent to the swap threshold to pay holders in more reflections. So that's really good. Contract is set up in a way that it will mint in small percentages during the course of its life to maintain full contract balance to sustain owed payments instead of waiting until 0 to start minting, because of the nature of the style of the dApp. As people compound, claim, deposit, a percentage of bananas is minted and sent to the contract. I really like that. And then obviously this is the whale tax. You can link into that. And then here they talk about the referrals. And then yeah, you can see here there's 4 different avenues of income. You can obviously do that with compounding and claiming bananas. You can get reflections from holding the R plus token. You can get obviously from getting the R plus referrals, which I'm going to leave my link in the description. Obviously this will be at no extra cost on your side. If you guys appreciate this video, that's one way you can support me. And of course from banana reflections itself, and another way that they didn't mention here, they'll mention in the second page, is of course through the farms. Okay, so both bananas and bananas R plus will be supporting the store of value token, which is primate, again through the buy and burn. So that's basically the TLDR of this page. You can definitely read it in your own time. You can even pause the video if you want. But now the last page, or in the page before the last, the farms will run at 100% APR, which is absolutely crazy. Really good, by the way. But going back to actually, when you go to the farms, you will see, and even more in detail, I like the dashboard here, it tells you the real-time price, the supply, and how much is burnt, and the circulating supply. Obviously it's basically a deduction, it's a difference of that. And we can even bring up a calculator, okay, and then we can basically see what's the percentage of you know, the burnt percentage. So I'm just going to keep it 37 divided by 164. That's basically 22.5, guys, and above. 22.5% plus of the supply has already been burnt. Absolutely crazy. This is what happens when, you know, it's low prices, it's early. Actually the buy and burn is doing its thing, guys. Even if, you know, not a lot of people are actually active within the Pulsechain ecosystem, etc., or even within the, obviously the adoption is still going to come slowly. And you know what I mean, like these are the times and conditions of the market. It actually creates a lot of opportunity, because we got people like us who know about this project, and obviously other people are now fearful. They're looking at selling at a loss, realizing their loss is not good. So yeah, honestly, if you're watching this video, you're actually a winner already. But speaking about volume, by the way, because I mentioned this, I forgot to say this, but today is actually a really high volume day for Pulsechain. This is beautiful. It's 32 million in the past 24-hour volume. I really like to see that. And obviously, you know, most of that is it's actually most of it is a green-ish day. Like this is the bounce back, guys. This is the true power of altcoins. People, you know, selling the stock market, and they're going to realize, hold on, fiat currency was the true you know, poop coin, VC poop coin. Do you mean, like, they're gonna realize, oh, actually crypto is actually where I want to be at. You know, it's not hyper-inflammatory, etc., or inflationary. I guess that's the right word. But yeah, so it's a good day here for Pulsechain. It feels good. It honestly feels good. But going back to it, in the farms, you can see that, okay, TVL so far in the farms itself is a whopping 1.4k, absolutely early. That's crazy. And then here are the 3 entries. This is by, as I mentioned, providing liquidity. You can do banana / pulse, prime ape / pulse, or R plus / pulse. Okay, so yeah, that's the different 3 ways. And it even tells you the APRs here. You can see obviously the APRs, by the way, they're dynamic. As people go in, it will dilute the APRs, so the APRs will go lower. So yeah, for example, looking at this is only $300 in this pool, so you get APRs of 249%. Absolutely crazy. So super great stuff. You can definitely take advantage of that. But something to do keep in mind, I'm going to show you guys a tutorial about how to get in, how to create the LP token, and how to, you know, stake and deposit, whatever. Just to keep in mind, there's taxes for you to get in. So the deposit fee is 3%, withdrawal fee is another 3%. Okay, so keep that in mind. So immediately, if you're thinking about, you know, withdrawing all your position, you have to take into account the total 6% tax that you need to make back. Did you make 6% minimum, so that you can basically be even at an even point before you pull out, and before you take action. So when you're entering the farms, you want to have a kind of a mid to long term mindset, so that you can outweigh obviously the entry and exit tax as well. And either way, as I said, being this early into a project, you are already a winner. Just be a little bit, understand the game theory behind it, when to take profits, etc., etc. Always look after your ROI. Always invest with just risk capital at the end of the day. But yeah, this will pay you in bananas, by the way. Okay. So yeah, give me 1 second. Okay, so we are back. Now that I have my bananas, I can now go back to the fountain, because remember, I needed a minimum of 10 bananas to enter, and I needed to approve 10 in total as well. So after you've approved 10 bananas, and it tells you the number right there, which is absolutely beautiful, and I'm going to be depositing, which I believe is, I don't know, in somewhere around the $5 price, or $7 here, I guess. So I'm going to enter the fountain. This is where usually, by the way, before you do that, this is where you could enter your referrer address. So by pasting the address that I'll leave it in the description, if you want to support me, by the way. So I'll really appreciate that. But now, after you put in the desired amount that you want to deposit into the faucet, or no, into the fountain, correction, you want to click enter fountain. As easy as that. You want to click on confirm, and then it will take some time. You can see the user count. I'll be officially the number 25 to 25th user count ever in this smart contract ecosystem, Prime Ape. So yeah, it feels great. Feels great, man. Aside from that, looking into the Prime Ape, guys, I want to be entering one of those farms to be making the beautiful APRs. It only makes sense for me to enter the highest APR, which is here, the 250, very close to actually 1% APR, 1% daily from itself. So Prime Ape / Pulse. Okay, so easy as that. What you need to do, you want to go now to Pulsex, because it's a Pulsex liquidity. You want to go to trade liquidity, and then you want to go to add liquidity. Click on V2, and then we need to change, right? Because you'll require to add liquidity, because remember, I said it's symmetric liquidity. If you mentioned, if you remember that I mentioned that down here, if you scroll down, you can see here 2.4k, 2.44k. So for you to create liquidity token, you need to provide both equal value on each side. So whatever, for example, $2 amount of Pulse has to be $2 amount of Prime Ape on the other side. So number one is, let's get the Prime Ape contract address. We need to also buy Prime Ape as well, so you can put it here. Import, I understand. Yep. So for example, if I wanted to do, let's say 100,000 worth of Pulse, it'll tell me how much I need in Prime Ape to add that amount, and obviously it says insufficient Prime Ape balance. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to go here and then paste the Prime Ape account. Yes, I understand. Put my slippage at 12, just so that everyone's going to be happy. And then I'm going to put 100,000 Ethereum or Pulse. And then I'm going to click on confirm swap. We're going to do that in a second. It does say there's a pending transaction. I'm going to click on confirm. And then we're going to wait for a second. And then we're going to quickly double check on the fountain, by the way. Am I in? Let's quickly do a refresh. Still not in, still waiting on it. You know what, it can take its sweet time. But going back to it here, beautiful. You can see that I have successfully bought the Prime Ape. Now I'm going to go back into here. I'm going to click on this, because sometimes you can just click on the balance. Easy as that. It will automatically map into the number, and then it will tell you exactly how much on this side. You can see here 3.53 worth of Pulse and worth of Prime Ape. And now you want to enable it. So again, because we're interacting with a smart contract, and only click on max. I prefer to click on max here, because you only want to allow what you're going to be spending right now, not how much you are holding in total. That's just a security great security practice that you have to get used to. Yes, I of course trust Pulsex, but at the end of the day, we have to operate in a zero trust manner. Okay, this is how it is, how you want to be cyber aware. So you want to wait for the pending transaction. In the meantime, let's quickly double check on there you go, deposit is 10. I'm the 25th user. Oh, it feels great, man. So yeah, it tells you your deposit plus interest. That's really good. And it tells you deposit, so you can see how much was coming from the claims, basically, right, and how much was from raw capital or fresh capital coming in, and you can see how much was withdrawing, and then referral rewards, and of course the total referral users that you've referred. So yeah, beautiful. That's how it is, guys. This will make me my 1% daily. Super excited to make update videos on this, guys, as the project goes on. So now we're just waiting on this. Finally, I'm going to show you guys how to enter these farms. It's the same aspect or the same process that I just showed. Instead, if you want R+, you have to do it with R+ token, create the LP tokens, or with bananas, etc. So we're going to be opening this here in a second, and we're just going to have to wait. I might need to pause the video yet another time to just get this to go through. I might just pause the video, guys, but here it does tell you a little bit of information, by the way. So even if you were just holding this LP token instead of putting it in the farms, it tells you the share of the pool, and this is a whole video that I can make. In provided liquidity in Pulsex can actually be such a great passive income play. But let me pause the video. I'll get back to you guys once it's gone through. Okay, we are back. The transaction has finally gone through. I'm going to click on supply, confirm supply. This is actually where it merges the two tokens into the dual asset LP token. Let's see if it goes through smooth sail. And then it only gets easier from here, guys. I do understand that, of course, this might be complicated to a few of you guys who are new to the crypto DeFi world as well. This specifically DeFi. Do understand that usually the first step is the hardest step. It literally gets easier from here. So now that we have created the LP tokens, we are holding that. What we're gonna do, refresh this page. I don't think you need to do that. I just like to do this sometimes. And then you want to go here into Prime Ape. You're gonna open it. You scroll down, you want to click on deposit, and in here it tells you, if I click on max, if we double check, do not tell me. Yeah, we did do that. So we did do it with Prime Ape. So I'm pretty sure how we can double check that we're actually holding the actual LP is by looking at this one. You see that is V2 indeed, and I do have 149.3. So what I am going to do is that even though, okay, and Pulse, right, it is with Pulse, of course, even though that it is not telling me, it is telling me that I have 0, I'm still going to approve the amount that I have. Error approve spending. Maybe I'm not going to put decimal. No. Let me refresh one more time. And then, for example, yeah, we're going to do it here. Deposit. Error approved spending. Let's do 100. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I just realized it's because I did not connect to the website. I'm going to be doing that easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We can do that here, connect, and then now, of course, it gives you the feedback that you've connected. And then now when I scroll down, of course, it will realize that I have indeed the 149 LP tokens. Click on approve. As we've gone through this, you have to approve with the smart contract before you actually spend it. And then once we do that, ladies and gentlemen, it is as simple as that. I mean, actually, really cool stuff. So we're gonna wait a little bit until it now says, oh, deposit. There we go. No, we're just gonna wait on the approve real quick. You can double check here by looking at the pending transaction. Has it gone through? We will just wait and be patient. Hope you guys are enjoying this video, by the way. Okay, finally, after that has gone through, the button should say deposit, easy peasy. You click on deposit, guys. Okay, this is actually the final step. You know what I mean? The moment that we're waiting for. Guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It is a basic tutorial, hence why the fact that it's taking a little bit longer to cover everything. But I think this serves well for anyone who's new to DeFi, and of course anyone who's new to this product who want to understand everything. We've actually covered all the different avenues that you can be making money by buying and holding R+, buying and holding, Prime Ape. Make reflections from that. It gives you EWBTC. Buying and holding bananas. It gives you even more Prime Ape. etc. And we've seen it. It gives you in PDAI, PWBTC, Hex, a lot of those very, very bullish tokens. And of course, entering the farms, you make the 100% around 100% APR. Whoa, there we go. $6.31 deposited, guys. Okay, again, keep in mind the 3% in and out fees that you have to consider. And of course, the fountain, guys. This is the 1% daily ROI. Ooh, if you remember, this is the price of bananas. Do you remember where drip went, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, we have gone all the way up to, I believe we almost broke $200. We were just under that in 2022. I think early 2022. Is actually crazy times, guys. Crazy times. Wow. So yeah, are we gonna see history repeat itself with OG drip, with Prime Ape? By the way, W name. I like the art style. I like the the fonts and the the theme of the project. It's really great, man. It really is great. Well done to the developers, guys. This is why I love making videos like this, especially the ones that are in Pulsechain. I gotta give a huge shout out to the developers who are building, especially at these conditions and times in the crypto market where, Jimmy, like, it's super high risk. These builders are taking such a high risk because they're spending time, energy, and effort. Okay, time is a inflationary currency, so I really appreciate them for developing and building in Pulsechain, because I do believe the greatest asset is the community. So of course, this has been an absolute pleasure covering this project. Might do an interview with the dev. I might do, of course, a follow-up video soon. Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna catch you guys soon, guys. It is midnight. I've made this spotlight as they deserve it. Let me know what you guys think. Go follow their Twitter. Go for my Twitter. Join both of their telegrams and my telegram, the Farmers Community, guys. If you want to share any more projects you want me to cover, or you want to give me your questions that you want to ask me or ask the community, let me know what you think about Prime Ape, etc. I'm gonna catch you guys soon, and take care. Thank you for all the support, by the way. I appreciate you guys, and God bless. Bye bye.